Wormsloe Plantation has made itself out to be one of the most sought-after heritage tour locations in all of Savannah due to its beautiful natural landscape, educational museums, and tours around all of the site. Upon arrival to Wormsloe Plantation, you'll first encounter the museum. The museum has a lot of information about the plantation's early history, who used to live there, as well as a lot of recovered artifacts from the plantation. There you will also see a full model of the Tabby house and what it used to look like, which is no longer standing, but you'll see the ruins later on your tour. When heritage tourists visit a site, they'll look for certain things above others. Wormsloe Plantation is home to the Tabby ruins, which are the longest standing structure in Savannah, and are a really good example of a site that tourists would visit to experience something that's original to the time that they are exploring. The still standing walls at Wormsloe Plantation are 100% original to the site and are the longest standing structure in Savannah. These walls and the authenticity that these walls bring are really attractive to heritage tourists because they get to be in the presence of something that is hundreds of years old and original to the site. The only disadvantage is that people don't get to actually see it built as it used to be and experience what it once might have looked like. Another way that history is typically displayed at heritage tour sites is through the recreations of buildings and villages and structures, anything that might have once been there but is not still standing today. A brief walk away from the Tabby ruins is a small recreation of a colonial village that once might have been on the site of Wormsloe. This village is an excellent example of another type of authenticity rooted in creating credible and convincing historic recreations, buildings, anything like that. This little village consists only of a small blacksmith station as well as a house that might have been there in the colonial times. Although these structures haven't been standing nearly as long as the Tabby walls, some would argue that they still have a strong level of authenticity because they were built to look exactly as they would have been in the time that they were meant to be constructed. These structures were built using local materials that people of that time probably would have used, as well as used old construction methods so that it is authentic to how these would have been built in the colonial times. Visitors really usually like these kind of exhibitions because you get to see how the people of that time are living, you get to see how their houses are laid out and constructed, and you really get to immerse yourself in the history of that location. Although this house isn't original to the site, I think it's a pretty good recreation of something that would have once been here and is pretty convincing to most people. Certain tourists might notice things that are different than how they should have been built in the colonial times, but in general, it's got the construction method and the size and the decoration and furniture that would have been there at the times, and historians have done a good job of making this house something that looks like it would have been there a long time ago. However, some people might not be into these recreations of old buildings. Some people think that if it's not original to the site, then it couldn't qualify as authentic. Your opinion of authenticity, whether it be through original materials or just the credibility or construction of places, is completely up to you. Another thing that Wormsloe has done a really good job on is making itself marketable and Instagrammable because of their beautiful natural landscape and just things that you can take pictures of. A lot of people, when traveling, like to take pictures and share pictures either on social media, with their family, on holiday cards, so taking pictures has become such a big part of travel and visiting locations. Because the live oak row at Wormsloe Plantation is a really good example of the beautiful and charming landscape of Savannah, Savannah uses a lot of pictures from Wormsloe Plantation to market their city. In return, when people do come to Savannah, they definitely do want to check out Wormsloe Plantation and get themselves a picture in front of the oak trees or the colonial village or in front of the ruins. A lot of people have pictures at Wormsloe Plantation from visiting, so it's a win-win situation for both the state park and the city of Savannah. Wormsloe Plantation is a great place for heritage tourists and Instagram influencers alike. Make sure to go there, learn the history of early Savannah, snap a picture in front of Live Oak Row, and share with your followers on Instagram, Facebook, anything to keep people coming to this beautiful state park. Thank you so much to all the Wormsloe Plantation staff and rangers that helped me find my way around and gave me so much helpful information. I'll definitely be coming back, and you should too.